Thank you for watching Conscious Consumer Network. The live stream broadcast is free to view. You can pause and rewind live broadcasts to catch up, or view shows at a later date by accessing our free archives of all shows. Check out our broadcast guide to see what's on. You can show your support by donating to our network support fund. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, or subscribe to the monthly newsletter for updates. We thank you for supporting free and independent media.
Hi, hello everybody. So I'm Celine Joyce Dewey. I'm based in Miami, Fort Lauderdale today in Florida. We have 8 people on a chat. I don't know if they are French people or English people. This is my broadcast that I have every Tuesday night. So could you please let me know if you are French or English on the chat, please? I will say hello to everyone. Okay. So for those that they can't, speak English, I will make this little introduction in this video and go back to English. Donc bonjour à vous tous, c'est Céline Joyce Doué comme d'habitude, le mardi soir sur le broadcast CCN, donc Transcendance. Ce soir, j'ai décidé de faire cette émission en anglais puisque je suis actuellement en Floride et donc j'ai décidé effectivement d'expliquer qui je suis, le chemin de l'intuition et également mes services. Donc les 50 minutes passées ensemble, du moins qu'on va passer ensemble, vont se faire en anglais. Alors, pour que les gens puissent correspondre avec moi, n'hésitez pas de vous log in et me poser des questions en direct. Voilà. Donc, je vais continuer cette émission, comme j'ai dit, en anglais. Okay, so for every people that is watching this broadcast for the first time, I am on this broadcast every Tuesday night from 9 to 10. It's French broadcast, but today it's in English because I would like to introduce myself to you guys in English. I would like to introduce myself also with all the services I'm offering on the market for English speakers, and I would like to answer your question. I will talk about my intuition, my perception, and I will talk about my philosophy of life. So just to start, because we have only 50 to 40 minutes together tonight, I would like to start with who I am. So my name is Celine Joyce Doué. I am a French girl, as you can hear my accent. I started my life in France, where I was born, obviously, and I grew up in France in a countryside with my parents. I decided then to move on and to do my studies everywhere in France. So I have a master's degree in business and marketing, and I decided to launch my career in London. In London, I was responsible for a brand that you probably know because this is an American brand called BizRate Shopzilla. So BizRate for business rating. So I started my career working in the search engine optimization department in that company. And I had to develop the French market for them. So I did it well, and so well that every year in that company I got promoted. I was very, very driven, passionate by what I was doing. I was very feeling that I was learning a lot of things. Also, I was learning the American culture at work. So I've been working for them for almost 6.5 years, and I decided to move on. So I had 6 different positions in that company based in London, where I finished by being a European sales manager to grow the French, English, and German market. So I loved my environment. I loved the American culture at work. I loved the people I was working with. I think it was all great. What I felt is that doing my job, I was really looking at the potential of every people I had in my team, and I wanted to grow also their potential. So then I decided to move on, and I decided to choose a new direction in my life, which means that I started a coaching school. I started a coaching school in London, the Coaching Academy school. So I did that from 2009 to 2012 on the side of my work as being a European sales manager. So as probably you or as probably many people in here, I felt deeply inside of me like a very huge gap into me. I felt that something was not accomplished in my life. I felt that I was not participating of a world mission or not participating of something that was bigger to help people around me, to help mentalities. So I was really digging and wondering why I wasn't that happy, knowing that I had a job, I had a boyfriend, I had a nice flat in London. I was traveling like 10 to 12 countries every year. I had a very good salary. So, I mean, we could say that it's a life that everyone wants. But effectively, externally, I had a very great life, but what was going on inside of me, what was going on internally? Um, Internally, I felt like I was missing something in my life. I was probably not on the right path. And I decided then to think about what could be my path. When you are in that stage, you are wondering like if you are making the right choice, if you are um, if you are not demanding too much. So I was really feeling that I needed to do something else. Has a lot of people, when you are in your company and you wonder what else you can do, then you will see if there is another company that wants to employ you, maybe for a new job function, maybe for a new title, maybe for more money. So I decided then to go and to join a French company called well, we don't bother about the name of that company, but that was a French company, and I was a UK sales director based in London, and I had to launch their subsidiary in the UK. During all this time, from when I was a child to this adult age of 30, I always had kind of a flash, kind of a extra perception. I could read sometimes image of people. I can feel very well the people. I could understand who they were and what they wanted to do. And I could also have premonitory dreams also. So I had all these extra perceptions that they were really scaring me, and I put that always on the side. So I decided to then carry on, and then once I changed the company where I was with, I changed the company to go and work for a French company in 2000 and end of 2011, beginning of 2012. So I took on this new challenge. I was very happy to take a new challenge. I was responsible for finding the office, making construction, building, changing everything, recruiting people. I also organized several exhibitions, and I was feeling also that was not probably my right path, because I could felt also that I changed the company from an American company to a French company, but I had a culture shock of my own culture. So it was pretty funny to feel this way. I had many difficulties that year, and I think the universe asked me to change my road, to change my path. I had so many signs, so many synchronicities in my life that I didn't want it to listen first. they were very, very big synchronicity. I could remember one that I can share with you, obviously. It's when I was in Egypt. I was walking in front of the pyramids of Cheops for the first time in my life, and I met my cousin from Paris just in front of that pyramid. I mean, at this time, you wonder how small the world is. I also was thinking like that was not my first synchronicity because I traveled quite a lot. I went to Brazil. I met my dentist on the beach. I went to San Francisco. I met my ex-colleague from London. I went also to Los Angeles where I met a guy that randomly he was just drinking a cappuccino as I was in front of the beach, and I realized suddenly that he was in my network on LinkedIn, and he was a multi-millionaire founder of a very, very big and well-known company, online company. So I can tell you that on my way, since I was working, I could feel that the universe of something exterior of my life was talking to me. Sometimes I could probably take my time and also describe what was going on, and I tried to translate all the messages from the universe to me, but it was a very difficult for me to understand what was all about that. So I have to say, for all the people that they are watching me today and they feel that they probably have a mission of life, they probably had to do something for people, they probably have to change many things in the world, and they want to contribute, and they feel that their intuition just go up. I would tell them that it's important to keep on going and to listen into your heart. I think it's important also to really be close to what you hear, what you feel, and what the people are telling you and what the exterior world is telling you. So coming back to 2012, remember I changed company. On that year also, I had many changings, many difficulties, unfortunately. And I lost my job finally. I lost my boyfriend. I came back to France in 4 days after I decided to put all my furnitures in a storage because, I couldn't keep it. I couldn't handle everything I felt. It was a very, very, very difficult. So this big change of life was for me a beginning of something. Maybe when you have difficulties in your life, maybe when you struggle in your life, it's probably because you need a break and you need a time to think about your life, to give yourself a moment, a pleasant moment to hear what is going on inside of you and to try to understand what is going on actually. So I felt that I have been forced by the universe to stop and ask myself the right questions. So, which I did actually. I did think about what is happening to me. I couldn't go back to work because I was in complete transition with my life. I was in a complete mess. I couldn't control anything. I wasn't really feeling good anymore. I felt that I needed to change a lot of things, but I didn't know what to start with. I had so much pain, so much troubles that year that I felt like a change of my identification completely. Thanks God I had enough money. I had enough money to decide to invest in myself and to transform myself also, and then start to invest in me to find the best and the right path I should have taken. I think we have a problem of connection here. Oh, really? because I can't see anymore. Okay, so we probably don't have a problem of connection, but it looks like from my side I do. Okay, it's fine. So what I was saying is that I had all these messages coming through in 2012, and I gave myself a break of 1.5 years, where I started to travel a lot everywhere in the world, where I started to invest in myself, and where I started to stop lying to myself and find out who I was deeply inside and what was my inner self, what I was doing here on this earth, and what should I do, to feel completely full, to feel complete with myself. So on this awakening time, because for me, I really translate it as an awakening time, but I didn't choose all these difficulties in my life. And because I had to really take care of myself and change my attitude with myself and change my way, I felt it as an awakening time where something was coming to me or something was talking to me for me to react, for me to take a new path. So if you guys are in that stage in your life, in the transformation, there is a meaning behind that, and every single thing you will see, every single thing you will suffer about, even if it's hard, that I'm telling you, and I promise you that it's for better things after. I always say sometimes I'm talking about the Platon allegory. Allegory of Platon is saying that you have people in a cavern, and these people walk through this cavern, and they can see their shadow, and they know that the light inside of this cavern is the artificial light, because this is a fire. This is a fire behind them, and one of them will realize that there is lights coming through this cavern at the top of this cavern, and he is curious. He's curious to know what is it outside. And what the Platon allegory is tell us also, this allegory told us that basically all these humans in this cavern are in the invisible link to each other, and they are like a slave in the cavern, and they don't see that they can go outside. And some of them will see that there is a like crevasse in the cavern. There is like a path, something that the light is coming through the cavern. So when you see the light and you want to go to see the light, and you probably want to go out of this cavern, it's like taking courage. It's like being courageous, and it's like being adventurous to go and see what's going on outside. So what I mean by that is, like, when you used to have a life that you know it's not really you, but it's comfortable, to go outside your comfort zone and to realize who you really are inside takes a lot of courage. And this guy inside of the cavern that wants to go outside, it will take him a lot of courage to go and see what's going on outside. So he would climb the cavern, and then he will try to see what is outside, and the light will come into his eyes. So that's my year in 2012, 2013, like going outside my comfort zone, not taking back any job I could find, but just give myself a moment to think and to go deeply inside of me and find my inner self, was something that I had to do, that I had to go through, and that was with courage, because this is not easy when you go out and people ask you, what do you do in life? And the answer, I don't have a job right now. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. So, but it takes courage. But also, if you take this courage and you go through this light and you go outside the cavern, then you will see a new, beautiful world that calls freedom. So to every people that wants to reach this freedom, to every people that wants to find out their way, their path, and they become themselves, you need a little bit of courage. Sometimes the universe will give you some difficulties on your way to show this is not the right path for you, you should change. But if you don't listen carefully what the universe is telling you, then you will carry on your way. And maybe you will go to a coma, maybe you will go to accident, maybe you will lose the best people in your life that you love, maybe you would, have a very bad disease, because that's something from outside, that something is calling you and appelling you. So I went through this phase, very difficult, a lot of pain, and thank you for all the people that they were around me. You will see in that phase also that people are not always here for you, and you can also see who are your good friends and your bad friends, because this is very hard. Going through this phase, looking after who I am, I discovered that my extra perceptions were here for a reason. Even if I didn't want it to accept this kind of magic power, even if I didn't want it to accept all of these things, I then decided to go through and accept my natural side. Sometimes we forget to give values to who we are actually and what we have naturally in life. And finding what you have naturally and start to work on it, dig through it, and then train it, then you will be very good in something very special that is hard for other people. So I did that, and I reconnect with first my joy. I always say in my French videos, I always say that joy is like the fuel of your body car, is like the fuel of your body. Without joy, you won't go anywhere. So people don't find the priority in their schedule, in their agenda. They won't find a priority to make a good energy, positive energy, and to be in joy. But joy should be at first in your schedule, in your calendar, because without joy, you can't do anything, I promise. So you need to have and to feel this energy for you to feel good. So that's the first thing I wanted to share with you, this key of being in joy. There is also something very important. I am today in America, and I can see what I eat, and I can see how stressful it can be also as other countries. Um, I think also you need to keep in mind that you want your vibration, the way you vibrate, your energy to be clean up. You want to have a very good light of your energy, and you want to have this energy high. And to get this energy very high, then you need also to be aware, very conscious about what you do, who you talk with, where you are, and what you eat. For example, if you eat a lot of food like fast food, I saw an article this week where you can have French fries at McDonald's, but actually there is no percentage of potatoes in that French fries. So this is disgusting, because this is taking us, this is giving us food. We think that we are giving something, we are eating for our health, but finally this is not a good way to keep your energy high. What I wanted to say also is that so to keep your high energy, you need to stay and be connected to the nature. You need to go outside, maybe have a swim in a swimming pool, river, sea, anywhere, because the vibration of water is really good. The frequency of the water is very good. And if you swim in that water, then your energy will go up. All your energy goes up you will be then capable to do more actions, and you will also receive a lot of ideas. I realized during this phase of, how can I say, of finding myself again, of going on the right path, I realized that it was needed to be careful of your energy, doing sport, all this stuff, and it was needed to uh, be in the present, like, which means that I didn't want to think about my past because I would have a lot of regrets, and I will take this energy from the past in my present. And then also I will feel that if I am in my future, because I don't know my future, because it's completely, unknown, then I would be scared about what could happen, and I would take the energy of scary things, of unknown, in my present. So just bear in mind that in your present, you are building up your future. So you need to be aware that every day when you wake up, the energy you feel in your body, what is your energy is saying to you? What do you want to do? Don't push yourself too much to do things that you don't want to do. If you culpabilize because your friend told you come to my party and finally you are tired, or if your mother asks you to do something, and don't put yourself in bad or heavy energy, because it won't help. It won't help. Um, what I wanted to say also is regarding school. So basically, when I was a child, I wanted to be a singer. I was creating show in my garden. I liked dancing, but because of this insecurity in this society, like not having money, your parents, to secure your path or to secure your way, would love to for you to find a good job, good title, make a lot of studies and stuff like that, which means that sometimes we forgot about our creativity side. And our creativity side is helping us to be happy. We need to express our creativity. And by being creative, you will be more and more creative, and you will be in alpha rhythm for your brain, which means that you will be able then to connect easier to your intuition. So I mean that in the society education, we are meant to copy and paste all the knowledge that they want us to understand and they want us to learn. So they are showing one reality, and we need to adapt to this one reality. And most of the time, no one asks for uh, our creativity. No one is developing our intuition at school. And I think this is a moral act to develop your creativity and be linked to your intuition. Why I'm saying that? It's because you can apply a better view of things. You can feel things better in a better way. You can guide yourself in a good manner for yourself. You can also have the discernment, like, what is this guy saying? My body is telling me the difference. So maybe I should judge that I'm not in the right path, or I should be careful with this person, or things like that. So I think we have been cut from our creativity, and I always compare with our right brain and left brain. So our left brain is the rational, logical, analytical brain, so the one where you can copy and paste a lot of information. For example, at school, your right brain is for music, ideas, it's for emotions, artistic way. It's also linked to your vibration, heart vibration. And so it's like we are trained for so many years, the left brain, that we are so much conditioned that we don't think by ourselves anymore, because this right brain is cut or this right brain doesn't work properly. It's like having a small muscle like that for your right brain and a big muscle like that for your left brain. So there is a need for you to practice and to keep this right muscle growing and growing, and then it will give you a better it will guide you better for your life and everything you want to do. So after this period of time where I was very, very bad, very going down, helping myself creating joy, link, I tried to do as many as activities that where I could have fun, to have my energy back and to be happy, at least a minimum, because otherwise I would end up and leave it. But I thought it was important for me to go back on track, and going back on track will, for me, has been like started a completely new life with a completely different way of thinking, with a new philosophy of life. Everything brand new. Also, all the people that they were around me are not the same people today. I accepted about a lot of things, about the fact that I have this extra perception, sensorial perception, and I decided to tell everybody that I was able to do some stuff with it. So then I decided to create my own way. And my own way today is that I am a spiritual and I am a business mentor, which means that the business side, the communication side, marketing side, management, recruiting, all these things, they have been in my life for a reason. I studied so much business and marketing and communication. I had like 7 to 10 years in sales environment, as negotiating and all things like that. I said I did it for a reason. And now I understand the reason why. I'm using all these parts to help leaders, to help people that they want to change the world in their true self. I help them to put in place everything, to find a good strategy business, to find a good concept, to find also good prices for the right clients everywhere in the world. So I have my clients online, I have my clients face-to-face, I have clients based in France and everywhere else. So I kept this part of the expert I was before my awakening time. And I then become an expert all the capabilities, so my spiritual side. When I say spiritual, I'm not like, sorry to say that, but it's not the blah, 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 blah. It means that I am more like pragmatic. And when I say spiritual, is that I'm using my capacity, my capability to get information so easily. When I meet clients, they can do with me an individual session where I do a soul reading first. So in that session, people come, I just ask for their name, and then I will get information like in the iCloud, but it's the Akashic library, I think. Mm. So I will go find out the information, and then I will say to the person, this is what I feel for you, this is your behavior, your character, this is who you are, this is what happened into your life when you were a young person in your past. I can talk about your mother, your father, I can talk about the people you have around you and give you precise details about your life. This is very important for the session, because if I'm not able to give you details, like very concrete details, then we won't do blah, blah, blah. You will go back home and it means that I'm not authorized to do this session. So I reassure you, like it happens like maybe once out of 50 times. So most of the time I'm supposed to deliver a message. So if the person tell me, okay, yes, this is all the information, all what you say, you are talking about me, then fine, we keep on going. And I take this information up, putting down saying it to the person, and then this person in front of me, we will have a kind of a conversation, a dialogue. And through all this information, then we will find out something that was blocking you in your past, something that you were not confident in, something that will unlocked your potential, which means that we will find something that will help you to carry on your life. We will find a lot of information. So we can find information also about your mission of life, your mission of incarnation, why you came on earth, what to do with what type of potential. So after a session with me, like people have information for maybe the next 2 or 3 months. Some of them, they come back to see me 6 months after, because it's very intense, it's very rich, and it changed your point of view. So it changed the thought that you had about yourself, and it changed also your view of everything, and you will then change your behavior. By changing your behavior, it's like changing your place in the system, and then because you change your place, everything around you will change. So you feel that you are aligned with yourself, and you feel also that you are going now in the right direction. It's like taking some, it's like taking out your blindness to see clearly your way and what type of direction you need to embrace for your life, or whatever action you need to do. Sometimes I also do some energy rituals, because some people need to have their energy clean up before I do the soul reading. So in my session of soul reading, you can have a lot of information about yourself that will give you your confidence, your life path, your mission of life. But we can work also about some traumatized that you had from the past, and then I will clean up this emotion linked to this act in the past. So you will still have the facts in your head, because the fact won't disappear, but at least you will have this energy. You will get rid of this energy linked to this fact of your past. So it's called like cleaning the emotional traumatized programmation. So it can be this way. Once because I did a lot of maybe 450 sessions with 450 unique individuals, I could find what they needed. And I found out that they needed to go in action. They needed to be reassured, and I needed to share my philosophy of life a little bit more for them, and then to open up their awareness. So I decided to create a seminar called The Switch, and I have two types of seminar today. So actually I have a one-day conference. This one-day conference is really to open, give you my ideas, give you my advice, my philosophy of life, how you can react like easily, being laid back, reduce your stress, feeling aligned, how you can stop being controlling everyone and everything. So everything that I can help you with, and the way of thinking and the reality, and explain also what is going on in the invisible world and with this physical world. And so I explained that on a one day a conference. And then if people think that they want to go to action, or they want to do exercise workshop, I created two different seminars. So one seminar is all about workshops. People are between 15 to 30 people. And then I have an elite, I would say an elite coaching group that is individual coaching in a group. where I give birth to people. So I mean, people give birth to themselves, and I help them to give birth to themselves. So that's for their new identity, and that's a synchronization in between the experts they are right now and what is their potential, like multi-potential. And then we synchronize both for them to create a new future, for them to create a new path with probably a new role that they're going to give to themselves with a new title and a new things, a new system, how we can also help each other and help others. So that's the seminar I created. When I create seminars, I make sure that I keep this community, all these people that they believe me, that they see results with me. I try also to put some good vibes, some good energy, and I organize sometimes parties, or I organize that it's all for free, and then people can link to each other to help each other to grow on their path. And then also I customized, I have customized a coaching package, individual, but for few leaders also. So that's everything I wanted to cover today. This is all the services I find my strengths. So before, remember, in 2012, I told you I had everything in the material, physical world, but I was not that happy. I mean, money is good because we need it as a tool to reach our dream, but this is not a hand in, this is not a end. This is not what we should look after. Only the money, the money is a tool to reach your dream. So before 2012, I was certified, my degree, good job, good career, very corporate. But inside I was cut from my intuition, emotion, from my heart, and from my mission of incarnation and my way. And universe pushed me out of this comfort zone just for me to wake up and for me to find myself and create a new path, life, and a new future for myself. Today, I'm probably not making as much as I was earning before, but I feel so released because inside of me, I'm very built, I'm very strong. I feel that even if I don't have the material that everyone would like to love, um, I feel like I have the most important in my life, which means that feeling fulfilled with myself and feeling aligned, just fair with my incarnation and who I am. And once you build up your internal world, your inside world, then everything will go faster in your material physical world. So this is everything I want to share for you today. I was 10 minutes late for this broadcast, but I hope you enjoyed this broadcast, and maybe I will come back if you appreciate this broadcast in English. Then I will come back to you with new subject, with probably new guests also, all in English. I wanted to say that you can look at my website, lavoixdelame.fr. It was on the layer on this video. You can contact me through Messenger, through Facebook on Celine Joyce Doué. Don't hesitate to ask me questions through this way. And also, I am available on Skype at my address. It's Your Coach Celine, which is URCOACHCELINE. Sorry. So on Skype, I repeat, it's Your Coach Celine, URCOACHCELINE. I thank you very much for your time. I wish you a pleasant evening, and I hope to see you soon. And don't forget, you are currently on the CCN, which is Conscious Consumer Network, and this is an independent channel. So all the donation you can send us will be always appreciated. Thank you very much and see you at the next show. Bye-bye.
If we want to change the world, we must first change the media. Mainstream media exists for the purposes of indoctrination and manipulation of public perception. The world of free and independent media is growing, and with the upsurge in information now available in the public domain, it has never been easier to access free and independent media. The exploration of this information resulted in an experimental project which would provide a fully supported space for researchers, whistleblowers, and seekers of all kinds to express themselves and educate the world. On the 1st of January 2015, Conscious Consumer Network was launched to the world. Nobody thought we would make it this far, but CCN is the longest running free and independent media network of its kind. CCN is a unique collaboration of hearts and souls, bringing you information from different perspectives to educate and inform. Since we started CCN, we have had only one desire: the pursuit of a free, fair, just, sustainable world, and this has not changed. Having overcome many challenges over the last 2 years, CCN is here to stay, and we've got great things lined up for 2017. Help keep CCN on the air by supporting the 2017 Network Support Fund.